Got Jukebox, also one of the members of Geek Street Radio. So, as you can see, Babo's not here because, you know, work has got him, and I killed him. But I do got somebody else with me. You know, I also got Kuma, also from the Babo's Block. He's down there. Kuma, say what up to the people.
What's good, people? How's it going?
So yeah, we're back here again for another Weekly Geekly. I apologize for the many absences that we've had. We've had a lot of upsets when it comes to life. Life has been really, you know, tugging and pulling. So we've been quite absent, and I killed him. Oh man. Well, I do got somebody else with me. You know, also got Excuse me as I pause that. Okay. That's what happens when you try to manage all of this. So yeah, I apologize once again for being absent for 3 weeks. Has it been 3 weeks? I think it's been about 2 to 3 weeks now. So yeah, you know, we've been quite busy, but we're back again. We got a ton of stuff to update you guys on. So as usual, we're gonna talk about comic book stuff first, and then movies, and then we're gonna progress from there. First thing I'm gonna mention about, I had to write this stuff down because there's a lot of stuff. It is the month of May, so what that means is that Marvel's gonna start doing this whole collaboration of all of its universes and pop it into one thing called the Secret Wars, which will be happening throughout the remainder of the month. Today, this very day, on Free Comic Book Day, I hope you guys didn't miss it. I missed it, unfortunately, because I live in a very populated. Okay, that was my mom, in case you didn't hear her.
Hi, Mom.
I heard you. What can you do? Anyway, so yeah, Free Comic Book Day, they did release a new comic called, let me see if I can remember. Okay, the all new, all different Avengers, which is only available today for Free Comic Book Day, so hopefully you guys got a chance to pick that up. So the new Avengers includes Miles Morales, Ultimate Spider-Man, Iron Man, new Miss Marvel, the new Nova, Sam Alexander, Vision, Female Thor, and Captain America, the Falcon Captain America. So yeah, that was released today. So hopefully you guys got a chance to go and pick that up. If not, hopefully you might find some free copies around laying around after today. Also, in terms of comic books, you also got to remember that DC is also doing Convergence. Oh, look, see, he got free comics.
Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for this. When you're finished, I'll talk about this.
So yeah, you know, Convergence is still going on for those guys who still want to be a part of that DC thing. You know, but yeah, actually, I really want to talk about what you bought there because I feel that's really cool. What is that? Fight Club?
What is that? Fight Club was actually a free one. So they're coming out with a series, and essentially it's like part 2 from where the movie left off. And I gotta tell you, from what I've read so far, like I'm not gonna spoil anything. It is pretty fucking dope. And I'm not a guy who buys comics like sequential or when they release, but I definitely want to get into Fight Club.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that looks pretty cool. I didn't think they were still doing a continuation of the movie.
I have not seen some of the art is not bad either.
Wow.
A couple panels were going on there, but yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Violent as the movie as well.
Really? Did like they take it off the shelves like everybody was buying it?
This was free. This was a free one.
Oh right. Because I remember you mentioned that you bought comics today as well, so I wasn't
sure. Harley Quinn.
Wow.
And then the death of the family. I couldn't help it. I'm a cover whore. I like covers.
I recently read that too, so that was a really good one.
Yeah. Another couple ones I grabbed, Pokemon X and Y, which surprisingly isn't bad either. I mean, it's pretty cool for those who've played the game. It talks about X as a, you know, character, and it's pretty badass because they explain how X is actually like a child prodigy, like before the game even takes place. It's pretty cool. So it's like X is like this child prodigy, and he's like super famous, and he does what Ash didn't do. He beat a tournament at like a young age. But yeah, that was pretty cool. What else did I buy? I bought from our 50-cent bin. I couldn't help grabbing the Ren and Stimpy.
Ren and Stimpy, wow.
Happens to be the Yakmas one, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, just that, and then what was it? Oh, the Tick has the new stories coming out. So this one was another freebie.
All of this is free.
Yeah. These the tick. What did I get? Because we only did 3 at our store because apparently I don't like the rules. I got the tick, the Pokemon, and the Fight Club. The Fight Club was the one that I had to have. That was one I went there for specifically. It was an Alice in Wonderland that's like Twisted Tales or something like that. So,
Right.
Yeah. So it was a few decent ones. But again, I'm not a big comic buyer, but definitely it was a good day for me.
Unfortunately, I couldn't go because, you know, I live in New York City, so we have only one really major comic book store, which is Midtown Comics. Can you imagine what, like, over 1,000 comic book fans would be doing there for Free Comic Book Day? Ah,
You know what? It wouldn't balance out on my end either because it's like, 15 pages of content and it's not even like a full story. It's just a little snippet. It's like a trailer. It's essentially a trailer of a comic.
I'm just upset because, like, I had found out about it yesterday, and I'm just like, damn it, like, I should have camped or something. Like, if I had known, I definitely would have had possibly planned for it, so would have had brought something back to show you guys. But unfortunately, I didn't bring anything back, so I apologize for that.
It was cool. Normally we have I guess the Stormtrooper got laid off, something about Imperial credits or whatnot. So we didn't have the Stormtrooper at our store. We did have a Spidey come. This year was kind of lackluster for me. Normally it's like people out the woodwork dressed up everywhere.
Right.
I feel like a lot of people are just like, whatever.
Why would they say whatever, though?
I'm just like, whatever. What comic book, whatever. Shoulder shrug.
All right, so we're gonna move on because we got more stuff to talk about today. I heard recently that Marvel was not selling the Wonder Woman toys for the recently released yesterday Age of Ultron movie, and a lot of people have been really upset about that.
Black Widow.
You're right, Black Widow. I'm sorry, I'm still thinking DC. Yeah, you're right. Thank you. So yeah, they're not releasing the Black Widow toys, and for some reason that constantly keeps reminding me of why companies would like to do this thing where they don't release. Well, one, they don't like the idea of toys not selling, and then two, this whole sexist thing going on with because she's female. I'm guessing guys don't really like Black Widow as a superhero or whatnot, but they'll still push the character anyways to sort of satisfy both genders. It's weird. I don't know what Marvel's plan was about it, but a lot of people is upset. Even Mark Ruffalo, who plays Hulk in the movie, is saying he's really discontent with Marvel doing this.
That's unfortunate because it sucks that you would announce it and then take it away. Don't announce it. Don't announce it. You're tease Marvel. That's what you're doing. You're wrestling jimmies and you're teasing us here.
Yeah, I mean, like, that is a total slap to the face to all the fans, really.
Right. I mean, don't get excited and think you're going to break a social barrier and then take it back. You know what? It just might not be a good idea. Like, don't do that. It's not cool. I think it's, we have this one lady from this group called GI has a daughter. She constantly talks about, like, how her daughter with, like, shirts and shit. Like, Alexa Cliff. Like shirts and shit with, female superheroes on it, and they don't really cater to the female audience, which sucks. Because, obviously, for them to be as successful it takes more than just a male demographic.
Yeah, which is why we had this, bumbling controversy that we're one of the few or one of the many fan bases, or I would say mediums, that doesn't really accept women all so much into our hobby, that and video games. But I don't know about you, but I love women in our hobby.
Thank you.
I love women.
Where the geeky ladies at?
Like, I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I like the idea of being able to conversate with somebody of the opposite sex that likes the same thing as me.
Thank you.
I don't see why that is so complicated.
No, I mean, whatever.
Right, whatever. Right? But we're gonna move on. So yeah, once again, Age of Ultron is out. It came out yesterday. A lot of my friends are watching it today. I didn't get to go.
I have not seen it. I was supposed to go today, but I'm going tomorrow.
I was supposed to go today, but then, you know, stuff happened. I told my friend I can't do it because I got to do this Weekly Geekly. So, you know, I sacrificed a chance to watch Age of Ultron to tell you guys about the news updates.
We did that for the one fan that always checks in.
That one fan, right? But we have 0 viewers currently, so I guess I'm a little sad, but I'll get over it. I will get over it. So we're gonna move on to more news. Apparently, DC is releasing a whole new Justice League called Gods and Monsters. Now, this is supposed to be this random alternate universe where our 3 major characters of Justice League are a little different this time around. That includes Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. Now, Superman is not exactly the same. Well, none of these are exactly the same as we used to know.
Is that the Batman where he actually has the bad powers?
Yeah, he's a vampire. Batman's a vampire. Wonder Woman is actually the daughter of Ares, who's actually an evil god in her story arc. And then Superman is the son of Zod.
What?
Yeah.
That sounds interesting.
That sounds incredibly interesting. So it's kind of going with this whole anti-hero direction where they're kind of like trying to save the world, but they don't really care too much about the innocents, sort of. So it's kind of really cool, you know, especially with how weird Superman looks, because he kind of looks like a bad guy, sort of. He looks like Zod, basically. But, you know.
I haven't seen, I've seen Batman. I have to look into that. I haven't seen what the other character concepts look like.
Yeah, I mean, Wonder Woman, I think, looks pretty cool because she doesn't have the black hair anymore. She's kind of like a brunette, bronze, golden type hair, but she still has everything else. You know, she's as ruthless as ever. You know, Batman's a vampire, so, you know, you can automatically assume how that's going to go. But I just want to really see how they incorporate how Batman really fights. You know, he's stealthy, he's very resourceful because he's human and whatnot, but now you're taking all that away and you're giving him vampire powers.
Yeah,
so
you're actually giving Batman powers.
Exactly.
I wonder if that's going to change, like, you know, are we going to see a personality change? Is he going to be birding and stuff still? Like, there's the possibilities are endless. I hope they really run with this because it's, you know, a completely different. It'd be nice to see Batman in a different light.
I mean, yeah, totally. Especially if you're considering the whole new Batman we're going to be getting after Convergence is over. Apparently, he's like this robot mech thing that they got going on. Now, I've asked a lot of questions, kind of really debating, or more so not accepting the idea that they're trying to make Batman not only a cop, but a robot, or maybe a guy in a robot.
Is his last name going to be Murphy?
I don't know, because like they only showed us pictures of it. So basically, it's like a giant robot suit with like really thin bunny ears.
Did you catch the reference?
I catch the reference, but like I said, I don't know. We don't know. We don't know. He might be a cyborg. He might be a guy in a suit, or he might not even exist to begin with, and he just could have just been built a robot and they just called him Batman.
How fucking hilarious would that be, though? Like Bruce Wayne is like this detective who's always out for justice, gets shot the fuck up, and then rebuilt like fucking Robo. If I'm not mistaken, there was a Batman versus RoboCop comic, right?
Was there? I'm new to comics.
It was along the lines of something like the Terminator versus Predator series.
I think I've seen that. I remember like scrolling down and I saw that. That was really cool, actually. I didn't pick it up. I don't know why, but I really thought that was cool.
Yeah, I mean, no, that's old. Like in the 90s, you can get a versus of anybody.
Come on, there was a lot of people you could have done versus for back in the 90s. Are you serious? They had all the action heroes back in the 80s and 90s. That was like the 2 golden age for movies, apparently.
Heck sure.
But, you know, you're welcome to correct me anytime you want, because, you know, people might tell me otherwise because I'm quote-unquote a youngin', so.
Oh, God.
Oh, God, man. You know, you hear that a lot. Also, I found out some information on why Andrew Garfield is not part of the Spider-Man verse anymore. So apparently it wasn't just, you know, the transfer over from Sony to Marvel, apparently something actually happened which completely removed him from that position in the first place. And apparently he might not be able to work under any Sony films in the future. So that's crazy, right? So apparently, you know,
soundboard. I don't see the soundboard. I think did Bobo take it from me again? I don't see the soundboard. I was ready for it.
Oh, what soundboard? I can't find the soundboard. Like I can't. If you find it, you might as well use it. But I can't find it. I've tried. I'm sorry. I'm new. I'm new to this, guys. It's my first time at the control desk. I usually just work here.
Is that Bobo from the car though?
What y'all Negroes doing?
Oh my God.
Welcome to the show, Bobo.
Welcome to the show, Bobo. Welcome to the show. You know, I told people I killed you, so I don't.
Oh, well, I'm much alive. I don't know. You trying to take my place?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. Is that someone sitting next to you?
No, wow. No.
Oh, that's just you in the car. I don't know. I saw like an ear like sticking out on the side of you, so I was like.
I'm like Derulo. I'm riding solo.
Bobo, ladies and gentlemen.
Bobo, ladies and gentlemen. Yay! I don't have the sound effects. Oh, there you go. Thank you. Yeah, Bobo, don't ever let me do this by myself again.
Wow, you're doing a wonderful job.
I'm doing a terrible job.
All right,
I'm doing such a terrible job. We are still at 0 viewers. Anyway.
Did you do any comic book news? Did you do any comic book news?
Yeah, I did comic book. I talked about a lot of stuff. Really.
What did Andrew Garfield do?
Yeah, I could totally hear you over the sound of you driving your car. Don't even worry about it.
What?
I could totally hear you over the sound of you driving your car. Don't even worry about it.
What?
Anyway. So yeah, so apparently the reason for why Andrew Garfield cannot be Spider-Man or any actor under Sony films was because he insulted Sony chief Kaz Hirai by completely like snuffing the guy from apparently some dinner that they were having in Rio de Janeiro during the World Cup last year. That makes any sense. So apparently, you know, the chief was all like, "Hey, you should totally come down for this dinner. I'm going to present you and talk about, you know, Amazing Spider-Man 3 and whatnot." And then, you know, the speech apparently was really good. Like, it was supposed to, like, really promote him as an actor or as playing the role of Spider-Man. But Andrew did not show up at the dinner whatsoever. So, you know, the chief took that as a punch to the face, basically. I'm really liking your sound effects, despite the fact that it doesn't really echo enough. But yeah, good job. You know, better you than me.
I'm doing the best I can.
You know, better you than you.
My sons and daughters.
What?
I do my sons and daughters. Or whatever Young Thug says. I don't know who had kids with Young Thug, so.
Oh my God, Bobo.
I don't know who that kid is with. Wait, you mean Rich Homie Quan?
No, not Rich Homie Quan. Like, it was because Young Thug said he do it for his daughters and sons or something like that. I'm like, who had kids with you? Who sat down and did the dirty?
Wasn't me. Well, maybe I'm gonna say that it was not me. Or I hope anyone proper. That's rude. I'm not gonna say anything. That's rude. Just never mind. I didn't say anything. So yeah, apparently that's the reason why Andrew Garfield cannot play Spider-Man or be a part of any Sony roles. But he is doing a movie. I'm trying to find the name of the movie right now.
But I mean, I didn't watch Amazing.
No more. Probably Tobey Maguire. It's called I'm Not Spider-Man No More. I'm gonna cry like Tobey Maguire.
Please, Tobey was like, I didn't want to do Spider-Man anymore. All right. I'm pretty sure that was not the case, but that's what I assumed it was. It's not like anyone told me anything.
Right.
You know, like when Spider-Man 3 came out, I was like, what, 13, 14? So like the whole research on internet thing still wasn't really a thing for me. So God knows why I chose not to be Spider-Man.
Just heard about it as it happened.
Yeah, right? You know, we didn't have like the Twitter sphere and the Facebook thing really popular enough to the point where if anything happened in the world, you know, Facebook and Twitter would just tell you about it. that was back then. We were still getting used to technology. To be part of our lives.
Now I'm hot. They all on me.
So moving forward.
Hmm?
Moving forward to next topic.
Okay. I think that's it for comic books and movies for the time being, because we still got a lot of stuff that's not out yet.
Did you talk about Free Comic Book Day?
Yeah, I did. I talked about the new free comic book that they did for Secret Wars, the all new, all different Avengers.
Yeah, all new, all different Avengers. They did a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. They did Attack on Titan. They had one that was like Savage Dragon, Dark Circle Comics. What else? We had a Transformers, SpongeBob, Pokemon. Had a Phantom. It's like a good selection of majors and independent. So if you were able to get out to one of your local comic book stores, I hit up 3. Yeah, you got a good choice out of what you wanted. So, like I said, you guys remember, Free Comic Book Day is the first Saturday of May every year. Also, be advised that Cinco is next week, and May the 4th be with you is also this Tuesday.
That's Monday. That is true. I do remember they were talking about how they were going to release more footage on hopefully the Star Wars movie. So I'm expecting that. They already released the new gameplay footage for Star Wars Battlefront, so we all got to see sort of what the gameplay graphics will look like during actual gameplay. It looks amazing. Whoa, that jungle took me by surprise. I was like, whoa, them trees look alive. Okay, them trees look alive. So I'm definitely excited for it.
They paint with all the colors of the window.
Yes, definitely. I'm totally excited. So yeah, I think that's about it in terms of comic books and movies. Unless you got some tech news you would like to add in, Babo, because I don't do tech.
No, if y'all covered everything y'all did, that's cool. I'm about to go watch the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight. You guys need to watch it as well if you can. Stream it. Go to your local bar, get alcoholic beverages. Do what you need to do. Yeah, it's happening tonight. It's about to start. It's already started up with the undercard fights and the regular fight for the main event or so. Should be probably coming around like 11. So yeah, I just want to make sure I get a seat.
Question.
Answer.
You said tech stuff.
What?
I did say tech stuff.
Well, we had tech stuff to cover or no?
We had I don't have any tech stuff that I could think of at the moment. I'll put it in the descriptions if y'all want me to later.
That would be nice, thank you, because I don't hear tech stuff really.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do that. Oh, yeah. I do remember NASA is close to making a electromagnetic engine that will basically get us to Mars in 10 weeks.
10 weeks.
10 weeks. They've gotten the science down, and the electromagnetic engine works inside of a vacuum. So we in there.
Well, I mean, I'm not really too versed in how long it takes us to get from one planet to the other, so I was supposed
it takes us roughly like a few years at the moment. If we can do it in 10 weeks, it'll be amazing.
That is amazing. That's 3 months and the change. 3 months and change.
Yeah. Takes us a couple years at the moment, so yeah. All right, well, deuces from your friendly neighborhood nerd, the Bobo. DJ Horus, hold it down, and I shall see y'all hopefully next week.
Hopefully. Bye, cutie. I'm gonna miss that guy. No, he's so friendly and neighborly.
I like how, again, we here at Weekly Geekly put safety first, and just know that we don't condone watching the show while driving.
Yes, please don't. He was like the second person on the show to do that. Like, thank you, Jarvis. Shout out to Jarvis Bedford for doing that one episode with us while in the car. Thank you.
This happens more.
I hope it doesn't happen more so in the future. I hope people please, do it in the comfort of a very stable location. Meaning, not in a small car.
The reason why Bob did it because he's loyal to the fans. That Bobo, he did that for you guys.
Yeah, good for you. Just as much as I did this for you guys. I was like, all right, we need to do another Weekly Geekly, so I'll take over, despite the fact that I'm doing a terrible job. But that's not even the point, though. I'm still doing it, right? So give me some merit. Please give me some love. No? Okay. Well, we're going to move on. One of the biggest updates that we got so far, I would say either this week or last week, yeah, it was definitely this week because it was the 28th, was the fact that Toei Animation has announced a new Dragon Ball Z TV series set to release in July. Now, I'm going to take a small moment to let all the anime and DBZ fans go and scream and run around their houses in case that they haven't heard this news yet.
Right.
Go ahead, do your thing. Yeah, so anyways, I'm checking the news now to see when it's coming out, following the recent events. Right. So apparently it's going to debut in Japan in July 2015. I'm not too sure if Funimation is going to do that thing where they did with Space Dandy, where they did this whole worldwide event where they totally dubbed a show that was released in Japan at the same time. So they were giving it to us side by side as it was during release. You know, thank God for Toonami. Thank you, Toonami, for giving us that chance to watch Space Dandy during its release. I'm not too sure if they're going to be doing that with Dragon Ball, this whatever the name of this new series will be when it releases in July. But if they do, definitely keep a lookout. We will definitely keep you posted by then. July is like, what, 2 months from now? So we'll let you know. We'll definitely let you know. Otherwise, if we don't, you know, we say we all die for some unfortunate reason, then you check your pretty convenient and more recent news outlet. So now moving on to the two topics that I'm actually really good at: games and music. All right, so Kuma, you got any game stuff you would like to announce for us before I go in?
Game stuff?
Game.
Well, I know Mortal Kombat dropped. Fatalities we talked about, I think, last show. Was I on the last show?
I believe so.
Missed the Mortal Kombat release.
We probably did miss the Mortal. I think I did talk about the Mortal Kombat release in the last episode. I don't know. It's been quite some time. We've missed a lot of episodes.
It was pretty badass and dope. Video games, other than that, I don't really. It's nothing that I've really thought of. I know there's a new Elder Scrolls coming out online.
Yeah, Elder Scrolls coming out online. It's supposed to be released next month for the summer. So we're definitely going to be getting that. You know, totally.
That one's definitely free from the boot up, which is going to be fun.
Yeah, it's free MMO. So for all the guys who like to play MMOs, who like them free, Elder Scrolls Online is going to be a free MMO set to be released next month. Now, I'm not exactly too sure. That was the news that they told us quite some, time back. So I don't have the news for that now. But if they change the date for whatever reason, then you just so you know. That's how they changed the date for Batman Arkham Knight. It was supposed to release this month, but they pushed it back to June.
I have no complaints there because they've been consistent. Like every Batman game I've played through them has been pretty fucking dope. So
yeah, Rocksteady made all the Batmans besides Batman Arkham Origins. That was somebody else. But
did they confirm that Robin is Tim Drake? Is that Robin Tim Drake, or is that speculation?
I'm going with speculation due to the outfit and the possibility of the age, because of the fact that you're considering Nightwing. But then again, it's really weird because this is not
Dick Grayson.
I mean, is this so weird because it's a whole new universe, really? So you can't really say is it really following the comic books because first of all, Tim is bald, so we don't really know if that's Tim or not. This is the first bald-looking Robin, and then when you think about it, in Batman Arkham City, Robin was bald there too. He was short-haired.
I wasn't paying attention. I never peeped him take off the hood.
I mean, when you really think about it, I think he took it off one point in time. Like, he was short-haired, basically. He was short-haired. And that's weird because it's like all of the Robins have a lot of hair.
American boy hair.
Yeah, they have the American Caucasian boy hairstyle. So, the simple fact that he has no hair just makes you really question.
Yeah, I mean, he goes to my barber and get a fade, and ain't no thing. He's going to get that fade, and the lineup was crispy.
Okay, I'm not even gonna talk about that. Anyway, so we don't really know if it's Jason Todd or it's a Tim Draker yet, but hopefully they'll announce some news or we'll find out. We'll let you guys know. But all we know is that Arkham Knight has been pushed to June 21st instead of being released in May. So for all the guys who are happily having an extra game to buy this month, then, well, I can't really say I apologize because it wasn't my fault. But, I apologize. Anyways, more gaming news because that's what we're here about. The guys over at Treyarch released a new trailer for Black Ops 3.
That was what I was forgetting. Yes.
So, from what it looks like, it's going to be this whole human versus robot type storyline. It's taking place in the timeline of 2061. So this is about
telling us you want to be everything Advanced Warfare wasn't.
Sure. I mean, I don't even remember what timeline Advanced Warfare was playing in, but I do know Black Ops 2 did take place in 2025, so we're talking about roughly 35 to 40 years ahead of time. So the characters that you played as in Black Ops 2 were probably
Jason is still a factor, like his son perhaps, or his son's son, because it seems like they're trying to keep it sequential from what I was hearing. Because Mason was definitely a name drop.
I mean, if they mention Mason, then most likely it will be it might be a direct I would say generation of that one main character, Alex Mason from Black Ops 1. So if they do that, that would be cool. But I have not heard any news because they just recently released the announcement trailer, which shows the actual gameplay of how the game plays. I've only noticed about 2 to 3 things, noticeably enough, that would seem different for the Call of Duty franchise. First and foremost, the biggest one so far, which was Advanced Warfare gave us the ability to jump into water. That is the very first Call of Duty since Modern Warfare made popular of that multiplayer engine gameplay status thing going on with the kill streaks and whatnot. This is the very first one that gives us the ability to jump into water. Okay, so now Black Ops 3 is giving you the ability to not only jump and swim into water, but also shoot while underwater. So maybe that might change up the gameplay a little bit, but as Kuma said, it's gonna be pretty much gonna be like
for all the campers in the water. Okay, but what I wanted and didn't see was the zombies trailer because they got to. I hope to God, I hope we get real zombies. I've heard about exo zombies, and I just want zombies. I hope they continue the story. It was pretty dope. Spoiler alert, they did try and finish up the zombies thing or whatever with Origins on Black Ops 2, but zombies is essential.
Definitely. People went nuts when they found out Black Ops 2 and gave you a whole new engine just for zombies. People didn't even play multiplayer. They were like, zombies only, I'm there. And thus, they never left.
Even if they did standalone of the zombies, I would probably buy it. I was one of those guys who spent 5 hours doing the moon Easter egg.
Yeah, I figured because I wasn't one of those guys. I didn't even play. I played the zombies 4 to 5 times. I kept dying on the bus. I said, no, I don't care.
Yeah, no, zombies is a way of life.
So to add more news into what Black Ops 3 looks like, apparently, it's cybernetics augmentation. So in one scene of the gameplay trailer, the main character turned his arm into a minigun, and he just started shooting people. So maybe that might be added to the multiplayer concept. I'm not exactly too sure. But we do know that it will be playing just like Advanced Warfare, where the soldiers can run possibly for a long time, jump at larger heights, so it's not doing that small, kind of limited soldier thing that we've been doing with the Modern Warfares and the old World War II games. So definitely you will be doing all those things again in this game. As for what the multiplayer looks like, we won't know until they actually decide to release one. Hopefully, they will release one during E3 this year.
So,
now, speaking of E3 this year, E3 will be having a press conference for PCs called the PC Gaming Show, which is going to be held on the Bellagio Theater, downtown LA. It's going to be from Tuesday, June 16th, or it's going to be on Tuesday, June 16th, from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Now, I'm not exactly too sure how this works, if it's going to be just like how E3 is, where it's just invitation only, or maybe this might be one of those you buy a ticket and you walk in. But from what I'm hearing, there's going to be a lot of people, a lot of companies that's going to be there for that event. And those people include AMD, Blizzard Entertainment, Bohemia Interactive, Cliff Blazensky. I think that's the same guy that did Gears of Wars.
He is chief of Epic.
Yeah. Well, he was, because he definitely left. I remember hearing about that.
Did he?
Yeah, he did. He left right after Gears of Wars 3. So that's when they did Gears of Wars Judgment. He wasn't there for that. So I totally remember that. It probably was a speculation why they figured why Judgment didn't do too well, because he wasn't there for it. So he's going to be there. You have Cloud Imperium Games, Dean Hall, Devolver, Humble Bundle, Heart Machine, Paradox Interactive, Square Enix, and Tripwire Interactive. Now I'm a little excited to see what.
Unless it's Kingdom Hearts related.
It's PC. I don't know. It's a PC gaming show, so I don't really know why Square Enix would be there, but hopefully, they'll totally bring some really cool stuff to there. I'm more excited to find out, Tripwire is there. They recently released an early access version of Killing Floor 2. For those who haven't really known about it, it's now available to buy and play on Steam. A friend of mine got me a chance to really test it out. It's totally amazing. It scared the crap out of me, all right? I want you to understand the monster.
You and also played it already?
Yeah, he totally let me. He's like, yo, go play it. And I played it a few times. Man, it's intense. it's intense. We have yet to beat the bad guy yet. The last boss, he's much harder. He runs. There's nothing more scarier than a boss that runs at you, man. There's nothing more scarier in a survival horror wave game where the boss runs at you. That's very scary. But yeah, this year's E3 is looking very interesting. I don't know about you, but I'm really excited to see what they're planning on, releasing this year, especially after quarter 2. This is quarter 2, right? So after every 3 months, yeah, this would be quarter 2. So, you got your game releases that came out from quarter 1 and quarter 2. So definitely for quarter 3 and 4, I'm totally like to see what they have for us, especially for the remainder of this year and for next year. Now, I'm totally excited for Witcher 3. That's coming out this month, for all those who didn't know about it. And apparently, there's new footage of a female protagonist also being played in The Witcher 3 named Ciri. So she's a female Geralt, but she doesn't have the same exact powers as him. So she has this really cool, ghastly movement ability that allows her to go from one place to another in a short distance. And it's really quick, and it's really useful when you want to get in and out of engagements as you basically fight the monsters in the lore that's in the world of The Witcher. Now, I have not played any of the previous Witchers, but I'm totally excited to play the third one. I really want to see how this game plays out. It looks like it's going to be amazingly fun, and there's a lot of stuff to do on there. So there's that. For all the people out there who's also playing Dungeon Fighter Online, such as myself, we have about, I'd say, another 10 days left for Open Beta 2, and then after that, we go into, hopefully, the launch of the game. Unfortunately, I've lost my avatars. They were trial versions anyways, so I'm a little upset about that, but that's not really me blaming the game. This is me blaming the fact that I didn't get enough time to really play it and then get the stuff I needed to be able to keep those avatars. But regardless, the game is out. Open Beta 2 is only going to be there for another 10 days max. And, you got all the events going on with that. So for all the guys who have not played the game yet, it is out, available free. All you have to do is neople.com. You can definitely go check that out. Play it, have fun. It's free. I don't know what else to tell you about that. Really.
Yeah, it's free.
And
man, it's free. We like it.
I mean, it's free. Who doesn't like free stuff? I like free stuff. So now we're gonna go into the last segment of the show, aka the music segment. Now, if you want to do the drum rolls, you can do
that. I got you on the drum roll. That's a barrel roll. We don't want that. I'm mad that I've seen. There's no symbol.
There was
Oh man, that's horrible.
wow. Okay.
Yeah, that was a lot of lead up for nothing, huh?
Nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you could do. I had no this would that happen. Whatever. We'll take it. So I'll let you go first. Is there any music news you would like to announce first before I go?
Saved it with the combo breaker. All right, so Tyler the Creator dropped the album. I'm quite sure you're gonna touch on it. I liked it. It was different, and the only reason why I brought it up was because a lot of people who listen to like his albums and his mixtapes, they kind of are depressing. And he said himself, he's pretty happy right now. This was a happy album for him. Like, cool, that's nice. No complaints there.
I skimmed it. I have not heard any depressing tracks on that. I'm actually surprised, really, because like he does this thing where he messes around with music, then he'll be serious at one point in time. So it's like really weird. It's like 70% messing around and then 30% actual what you would want from a music album. But that's just me. I'm sure a lot of the fans and a lot of the critics are saying, it's pure genius. It's fun. It's happy. It's intuitive. I don't know what that means, but whatever. So yeah, I'm just going to run through the list of the albums that dropped in April because we missed a few weeks. So I don't really know how far of the music releases that I've mentioned in the last few episodes. So I'm just going to run all the big names that's been released all throughout April and get you guys up to speed of what you might have listened to and what you possibly have missed. So on April 7th, Flow Rider, excuse me, I have braces on, so I'm still getting used to it. I'll still get used to talking this way. So Flow Rider released, excuse me, now the list kicking in. So Flow Rider released My House is a hip-hop album that released on April 7th. So for the guys who like to listen to Flow Rider, he's back. He dropped an album on April 7th, so you definitely go check that out if you haven't. One of my favorite artists from the indie genre, Toro Imoy, also dropped an album called What For on the same day. Now, I have checked this album. I will say, when I first listened to it, it's about a 7 out of 10. It's not as great as anything is fine, but it's definitely enjoyable to listen to. So if you're interested in indie music, pop rock, electronic, still going for it, definitely go check out What For. It's out and available. So technically everything else here is out and available. So yeah, as Kuma has mentioned, Tyler the Creator Cherry Bomb has been released also in April. That's on the 13th. So we're about 2 to 3 weeks in. If you haven't heard about it now and you're not a Tyler fan, then I guess that's a little odd. The promotion for it wasn't really strong. Maybe, I don't know. I don't really go into music stores to really check around, but it's out. So if you haven't heard of it now, definitely a good time to pick it up now. It has been good. I've skimmed it. It was pretty interesting. When I say
the Carter 6 dropped by fucking Young Thug.
Yes, I was about to mention that next. Thank you. So Young Thug dropped Carter 6. April 17th, and I want to. Before I go back into talking about the rest of the songs, the rest of the albums that have been released, I really want to talk about this because the Carter 6 was supposed to be the Carter 6 that was supposed to be released by Lil Wayne, but because of the dispute that happened,
even worse, the Carter 5 is Wayne's album, so we don't have a Carter 5. So
yeah, because it was like I don't know, because Lil Wayne has been saying he was gonna retire several times throughout his music career. He said he was going to retire after I Am a Human Being 2, which dropped like 2 to 3 years ago. So I don't know what happened after that. I think he also said he was going to retire after the Carter 4. So, we got a ton of albums in between those 2 times he mentioned he was going to retire, but he didn't. So we got another Jay-Z thing going on around here. I don't know why, but okay. But because of the dispute between Birdman and Lil Wayne for the release of the Carter 5s, which we did not get, by the way, so he decided to hand over the Carter series over to Young Thug, which was a giant controversy, by the way, especially to not only Lil Wayne fans, but to, I guess, Young Money and Cash Money fans. This is just... Thank you.
Seriously, for real, it's unfortunate because with most industry artists, not too many of them start off as close as they did, and they seem to have a decent relationship. Now, I don't want to bring up them kissing on the lips or nothing like that. You know, that's none of my business. But, however, you know, there's usually a sense of loyalty there. And so Wayne has been acting out in like the public media. I don't know if you've seen some of the shit Wayne has been. Oh man, he's been like going off about Young Thug in clubs and shit. And you kind of, you know, I don't want to say I feel bad for the guy, but you know, Young Thug sits there and he's like, you know, Wayne's my idol and I like Wayne, but you know, in the same sense, you kind of, I don't know. I mean, you can't get mad at him because I guess he's making money. It's a fucked up situation, I suppose.
It's not his fault. It's not his fault. You know, like from what I hear, Young Thug basically got the same treatment that Lil Wayne got when he was a kid and whatnot. So he just got put under Birdman's wing. You know, joined the Cash Money family and whatnot. You know,
I feel like Cliff, if me and you were up there, I don't see why it'd be an issue. Like, hey, Cliff, I want to drop my album. You'd be like, okay, Eric, drop your album. Why are they holding it?
I mean, apparently the case was that Birdman did not want to air out any laundry because apparently they had some bad beef between each other at some point. So that album was going to put all of that beef out into the public. And because, you know, everybody knows Birdman is the owner of Cash Money Records, so he's allowed to withhold the release of any album under that record.
That was prior to Wayne, like, saying fuck the label and all this other shit. It was already like that.
Apparently that was the case. I mean, I don't know if there was any real dispute between them both, which made Lil Wayne really put, you know, whatever lyrics that he put onto the album. But I do know that, you know, Birdman was not okay with the release of the album during that date that it was set to release. And he said he will release it when he feels it is necessary to be released. So, you know, there was a whole lawsuit about it. You know, Lil Wayne was suing Birdman for the album. I don't know really what happened with that lawsuit. I haven't had any updates about what
happened yet. No.
I mean, I was notified about it sometime last year, sometime late last year, like around November-ish. So this was around the time when we all decided, you know, this was going to be a big thing. So it's been about 6 months now. Well, actually, much more than 6 months, but about 7 to 8 months. So I haven't heard anything yet. I apologize for that, but that's all I know, really.
All right, so moving on. Earl Sweatshirt also dropped Sunday.
No, it was last month. It was last month. I already told people about that. It was terrible. It was terrible. Yeah, I can legitimately say, as a jerk and a lot of other things, it was terrible. It was not just under par for Earl Sweatshirt. It was under par as a hip hop album and as an album, period. Now, a few critics have said it was a good thing. I personally say it was terrible. It was.
I thought it was a waste of a name. What was it? It's like I don't do like you know. I thought it was ironic.
I don't like.
Yeah, but you know, with a name like that, you think it'd be like, oh, this dope album and shit. You would think it was like he legit. Like I feel as if maybe they were like, Earl, you gotta make an album, and he's all like, yeah, okay, really? Like, all right. So, what you gonna name it? I don't know. I don't do shit. I don't go outside.
I mean, like, I don't do shit. I don't go outside. You know, that's a good name for an album. That's totally like that's green like that. Yeah. I hope that was not the case. But apparently what happened was they released the music video Brief, and then shortly after the release of the music video, they released the album. And Earl was quite upset about that. You know, he had a plan.
What album was that? I forgot.
That's the exact album that we're talking about.
Oh.
Yeah, exact album. So he was saying, you know, he wanted Grief to be released at a certain period of time and then give the fans enough time to not only vibe on the song, and then after that, give leeway and excitement for the album release. So because they were so short together, you know,
because they just did shit without telling them.
Yeah,
and then not only did Sony do that, they weren't even like, okay, we dropped the ball. It just was like, well,
Yeah, that's quite disrespectful. But at the end of the day, the album was utter disappointment. I'm quite disappointed with the album. But if you guys enjoyed it, then, you know, to each their own. But I was really disappointed, especially after listening to Doris. Doris was amazing.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite albums. I love the song, what is it, Hive? Hive is my shit.
Hive was great. Burgundy makes me laugh.
I like Burgundy. What is the other one? Whoa is good. I like Whoa, and then
I also like Night. Night was great.
Chum is cool. I like when they talk about them like as in school and shit, and how they're like, you know, weird in school. Like that's not so many people talk about the I was picked on in school shit. I mean, you know, we all assume that it's happened to everyone, but they really embrace that shit in OF.
And that's, you know what else? The many times they took jabs at people's dads. Deadbeat dads are not allowed on that album. You're not loved on Doors. If you're a deadbeat, you're not loved on Doors.
Man, you're not loved on any Tyler album. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
Your fucking son, best believe somewhere on the Tyler. I don't know if there was anything about his dad on this one, but like, fucking on Jamba, the intro to that shit was just so fucking dope. He's like, Papa ain't called even though he saw me on TV. It's all good. Like, what?
And he whispers, motherfucker.
Right, it's like, fuck you.
Yeah. And then, of course, he got a little emotional with the answer, but we're not gonna talk about that.
Oh yeah, answer. We should do a music show one day. Just the whole we talk about.
We need to keep the show.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So, you know, Joywave also dropped an album called How Do You Feel Now on April 21st. They're really interesting indie rock and electric pop group. You know, a friend of mine recommended me to them, so I'm going to recommend them to you. So definitely go check out Joywave. It was really interesting. Now, one of the big guys from Shady Records also dropped one. Yellow Wolf dropped Love Story April 21st. I have skimmed the album. I will say it is interesting in a good way. You know, it's leeway.
Yellow Wolf's the other Caucasian one?
Huh?
Yellow Wolf is the Caucasian, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So, no, my question is, because last time I seen him was like the Shady 45 Cypher with Joel Ortiz and Slaughterhouse and all of them. Mm-hmm. Is he still like doing his like rock country thing? He had a complete image change.
He is still doing it. He is still doing the rock, country, hip hop thing. And it's really weird because like I have not really I guess I haven't backtracked enough on Yellow Wolf to really get used to this kind of style of him mingling both country and hip hop. So it's a little odd.
Initially, when I first seen him, I was a little biased because I'm like, well, you know, he's with Shady 45. He looks like he's trying to be him.
I mean, he's been a Slim Shady rapper since his real initial, you know, launch into the mainstream, really. So,
which is cool. I understand that, but you know, in the same sense, you know, you see somebody and they associate with someone, you're like, oh, he's Slim Shady, what, Dr. Pepper, right? You know, like Dr. Pepper.
I mean, like he's good. He can spit. He's one of the I would say personally one of the fastest rappers in the world. But you know, he's good. He should definitely, if you listen to a few songs of him and you think he's interesting enough, you should definitely pick up Love Story. It was really interesting in a good way. I'm saying that because I'm not really used to his style yet, and I've only skimmed it once. So I might do an album review of it to see exactly how I really vibe with the album. But so far, I really did like the track. Not just the track, I said the album overall. So it sounds very good. You guys should definitely go check it out. Also, we have two very interesting album releases on April 28th by both Jeremiah, which released Late Nights, the album. You know, Jeremiah does hip hop and R&B, so if you're interested in Jeremiah and you like Jeremiah, and it's out. Also, Raekwon has come back again to drop another album called Flight International Luxurious Art. Now, I didn't grow up with Wu-Tang. I don't really listen to Wu-Tang like that.
Probably one of the dopest fucking instrumentals ever.
I'm sure, but I'm sure right now whoever listening to this episode is like, you're a bum for not listening to Wu-Tang. I'm like, Wu-Tang is the 90s, all right? I wasn't born in the 90s, so I'm still backtracking, you know? Still backtracking, guys. I'm taking my time to get through all these musics. There's a lot of music to backtrack through when you're like 2008 and up. Okay, that's a lot of music. So please don't judge me. I'm working towards it. And I think that's about it. But the last thing I would like to mention is two albums that's being dropped 2 days from now, which is, first of all, Sierra's dropping Jackie. So for all the R&B lovers and Sierra lovers, maybe today. Last but not least, Tech Nine is dropping special effects. So for that one track that you guys were going crazy over, Speed 'Em featuring Eminem and Chris Calico, that's going to be there. So enjoy that. So that's the end of our show. So now we're going to enter our plugins, famous plugins. So Kuma, what can I find you?
Plugins. Actually, you know, I'm not doing any shameless plugs today. I'm just going to leave everybody with a farewell. I think I need more content for plugin. I'm plugging in nothing, and I apologize, people.
I mean, that's not how this works, bro. It's not about, you know, if you have any new content that you would like to plug in. What you should do is plug them in for the people who have not listened to you yet and who are very interested to see what you do. So that's what the shameless plugs are for. And you should announce that you are having stuff on the way, so then you could also do that as a shameless plug.
Okay. I mean, I could. Well, just know I'm going to start working on more stuff soon, so keep posted to GSR. That's where I do poetry. I have a sound. Well, I'm going to transfer myself. I'm in a name change transfer. I got to transfer some stuff so I can give you guys the proper plugs, go to the right channels for that and whatnot. But if you guys want to add me on Facebook, my name is Kuma Kazama.
Yeah, he kind of had to take off the other last name that he had because it was too hard to really pronounce.
Yes, but you know, kept it tech and related. And you know, with that, I'm gonna pass it over to my eagle friend, Perchin.
Most Perchin.
Yeah, always Perchin.
Always Perchin. Anyways, so yeah. Besides Weekly Geekly, you can also find me at wiseguyjukebox.wordpress.com, where I also try to do lots of releases in terms of music, you know, song updates. I like to do a lot of album reviews. So there's about, like, I would say roughly about 15, 20 right now. I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on it. I'm doing a lot of things all at once. So you do a lot of things all at once, something has to suffer. But album reviews are on that page. I will definitely be working on one very soon to give you guys. So definitely go check there for more album reviews. Also, as Kuma has said, you can also find out all of the other outlets that we have under our network under geekstreetradio.net.wordpress.com, where we tend to reshare and reblog all of our other blog sites and all of our outlets. So, you know, if you haven't seen anything yet, then definitely go check those out. Plus, we have 2 recent released episodes of the last 2 to 3 weeks, I believe. So, you know, new arcade episodes out. We got a chance to talk about fictional characters and character design. You can go find that at the arcadeorn.podomatic.com. Also, In the Know released an album. I said an album. See, I'm getting all my information mixed up. So, In the Know also released an episode yesterday. You can also check that out at In the Know is it In the Know Agogo that Podomatic?
In the Know with Domo Agogo. Yeah, so that's a dope ass tagline. Like that.
I mean, when you listen to the show, that's what it is. But I'm trying to get the website. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's indeknow.podomatic.com. The Go-Go is part of the.
Why didn't you ask me for a link, Cliff? I didn't know what you.
Shameless plugs. You're plugging in links.
How did I not know that those weren't the droids you were looking for?
I don't know. I thought you was on the wave. Apparently not on the same wavelength. It's okay. We'll get there. Okay. We'll get that connection one day.
Right.
But yeah, stay tuned for next week. The Bobbles Block will be dropping an episode, so tune in for that. Other than that, I am not your friendly neighborhood nerd, DeBabo. It's your Eagle DJ Horus, and that's Kuma from Bobbles Block, and we're out.
Peace.